Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Now to say it's bank holiday Monday, it's rather noisy this morning. I thought it was going to be nice and quiet. It's about 6:30 and we're out targeting a species of fish that for some reason I've not specifically targeted on the channel before, and that is roach and rudd. And some of you guys will be thinking, okay, how's this going to be an exciting video? Because, you know, rudd and roach are very small and so common. It's the fish that a lot of people fish for in the UK, especially for the first time. They're everywhere. But today we're after big ones, after specimen fish. Now, we're not targeting these specimen fish on ledger tactics or float tactics, which people use to target specimen roach and bigger fish. We're just using surface floating tactics and fishing maybe just beneath the surface too. We're on the canal, and very first light and very last light are the times when these bigger fish will actually come up to feed, and we're aiming for hopefully fish around the pound mark, just some real nice fish. I know they're in here, and the whole reason I'm making this video is because 2 days ago I came out for the last hour of light and had a little go trying to get a canal carp, and instead I just ended up catching several stonking roach and rudd, like really nice fish. I had 2 or 3 around the pound mark. And I asked you guys on Instagram, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I asked you guys on Instagram if it's something you'd like to see, and it was a resounding yes. You would love to see some specimen roach fishing on the surface, on the canal, and that's what I'm doing this morning. So without further ado, we're going to get some slices of bread out there on the surface, and I'll talk you through what I'm doing as we go along, and hopefully we'll get some stonking fish out today. We got one. Okay, it's no monster to start off with, but still, we avoided the tiny ones anyway. Not a bad one. Probably maybe 5 or 6 ounce. 5 ounce. Right guys, so I'm gonna have to call this one a little bit of a bust. I mean, I've had one nice fish, we'll let him go in a sec. But no monsters. I know there's some big fish in here. I saw them when I got here, and I've seen them in here before, but there's so many tiny fry that are swarming the bait that the bigger fish are actually holding off, and they keep vanishing. And I had a big splash on my bait that I thought may have been a bream coming up, but I actually think it might have been a pike attacking them. So we'll move on now and find some fish like up there. Hopefully find some big fish up there. So right, let's find a big one. Damn it, this was my most optimistic swim, let's put it that way, and there's at least like 10 ducks here. Oh, there's loads of bream. There's a bream feed in there, there's a bream feed in there, bream feed. Oh, we've got rid of some of the ducks. You know what, let's get rid of the rest of them. Bugger off. Here, shoo, big on you. Now I picked this swim specifically because, oh god, there's some nice roach down there. The big bream, the chub. Yeah, anyway, I picked this swim because of the inlet that's pumping loads of water in, and naturally it creates a lot of oxygen in the water and a nice area for the fish to hold out, and also it would seem a nice area for ducks, as there was about 10 ducks here when I got here. And this is one of my most sort of optimistic swims to fish, although there is a few chub down there, which is not what I want, but we'll see what we can make happen anyway. The roach seem to prefer it when you're chucking big pieces of bread. I think it's obviously a larger surface area and they can see it a lot easier.
You bastard.
God, well that was a crazy moment. I've actually used up most of my bread at the minute. I might have to go to the shop. Just feeding these fish and filming them because there was big roach, bream, a duck, all feeding on the bread on the surface. It was crazy. There were bream coming up and it was really clear in front of the camera. There we go. It's a bream. That's a bream on floating bread. I can't believe that. I hope you could actually see that on the GoPro over on the far bank, because it was over towards the far side. I was just saying, I was filming bream coming and taking floating bread as well as the roach and things, and boom, there we go, there's the bream. That is awesome. Now, if I was out with a waggler today, I'd be way more than happy with a fish like this. Beautiful canal bream, and I caught it off the surface on floating bread. How awesome is that? Not quite the big roach I was after, but nice fish. We'll keep him in the net, in the margin, because I don't want to risk him swimming out and spooking the shoal of roach that are feeding down there. Obviously, we've got a big enough net to hold him in, so see if we can get a big roach out now. There are some decent sized roach down there. I think one of them's taking my bread now. Not quite big enough to take the whole thing though. We got one. It's a bream, it's another bream. It's another bream. Maybe this swim wasn't a good idea. I didn't think it was a good idea at first because of the roach. I didn't think it was a good idea at first fishing the swim because of the ducks being here. And I scared them off, and then they're not an issue. The bream are. I mean, a lot of people won't complain at catching two nice slabs. But now, sometimes you can find some fish and you just focus on just trying to catch those 2 or 3 good sized fish. And it can be great because it can be rewarding. But sometimes, like right now, it's not been too successful. I mean, I've caught 3 or 4 roach, they've all been decent. Smallest one about 4 ounce, biggest one maybe about 7 ounce. And 2 great big bream on the surface too. But I can't get to the bigger fish. They're coming up for the bread, but there's so many fish that are tiny, like little frying stuff, that when they're attacking your single piece of bread, it actually puts off some of them bigger ones I've noticed. So I'm going to show you the bream now. They're just in the water. They've been sat in the water for probably too long now, maybe about 40 minutes. And then we'll move on to the next swim. Let's take a look at it. Well, definitely not what I was after, guys, but awesome catch off the surface anyway. 2 great big canal bream. They're no monsters, but they're both probably around about £3. Awesome bit of spot on the surface, great fun to watch. And now let's try and find some big roach, eh? I mean, these were nice fish to catch, don't get me wrong, but we want big roach, don't we? Just gonna go to the supermarket now, get some more bread, and we'll try and find some better fish. Oh, now I have to pop to Asda's and get me send some more bread. Then you've got not only big roach, but small roach and bream, all feeding on the surface in the swim. It doesn't last very long. I actually think the light levels coming up has really helped me out, because all of a sudden all the roach are really on it. Just put polarised glasses on just so I can make sure I can see what's going on, so I can target the bigger ones. There we go, there we go. It's not a bad one. Yeah, probably equals the biggest one I've had so far, maybe about 7 ounce. Finally come on the feed now. There we go, there's another one. Another half decent one. I can literally hear the roach's lips smacking on the surface, which would imply there's some bigger fish down there. But I'm yet to catch a big one. Definitely some bigger fish showing over towards this bread. Some nice ones down there. There we go, there's a good one. That's not bad. It's probably the biggest one I've caught so far, but if I land it. Oh yeah, proper quality roach, that one. That's the sort of thing we're after today. Proper nice fish. That's not quite a pound, it's probably about 14 ounce, Yeah, probably about 14 ounce. Really nice fish though, proper nice, and that's what we're after. That's what we're after today, up on the surface. I've seen the fish that are down there, and most of them, I swear to God, I'm talking like 90% of the fish down there are about this big, tiny little things. And doing this method, we're picking out those bigger fish. We've got one in there nearly a pound, got a few fish in there that are close to half a pound. There we go. Yep, there we go. Another big one, another big one. That's it now, we're really getting on top of these bigger fish now. It's another good size one, close to a pound. It's another really nice size one, look at that. Proper good quality roach. I'm just going to try and pick out fish on the drop now. Fish I can see swimming past. That worked for me the last couple of big ones anyway. It's definitely a much more precise way of getting those bigger fish, just watching them cruise past underneath the clumps of bread and then just casting down to them. Honestly, there must be like 1,000 small tiny 1 ounce fish for every one fish over 6 ounce. There we go, there's another one. There's another one. Is that a hybrid or a bream? Might be a hybrid. It is a hybrid. Nope. For a split second I thought it was a proper roach, but no, it's a roach bream hybrid. Beautiful fish. Start making it a multi-species session at this rate. Absolutely perfect 50-50 as well. It's probably been about 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm going to show you my net now. I'm surface fishing for these bigger roach. Look at my net. For about 25 minutes. Cracking fish. See, that's what I wanted to achieve today. That was my goal, to just bag up on real nice quality size fish. More so than what you would do if you was doing another method like just sitting behind a pole float. It's so much fun. Two of the better fish. Real nice roach. Proper nice quality fish. Just on some slow sinking and surface bred in a very short space of time. Beauties. Let's get these ones back and I'll show you the rest of the catch before we let them go. That's awesome. That roach is probably one of the nicest looking roach I've ever caught. Look how perfect that fish is. Fin perfect almost, and beautiful red fins. So guys, we're back out in the afternoon. You may be wondering what's just happened. Well, my phone died, it ran out of power, and I needed some power in it to be able to know when I was going to be meeting my girlfriend and the kids at the park. So I just scrapped my session off early, went and got a power bank from town, charged my phone up, rang my girlfriend, went and met her, and now I've come out for the last sort of 45 minutes of the day. Last 45 minutes I like just to try and get some closing fish, you know. It's always nice to get a nice sized fish to end the session on, and that's what I'm going to try and do now. It's a bit warmer now as well, actually, it's quite mild. So what we're going to do is flick some bread out. I'm in my swim that I actually wanted to end the session on anyway today. It's an area where I think there's a good chance of big roach or big rudd and small chance of bream. So we'll see if we can get anything. Let's crack on with the session now. We've not got long left of light, and we'll see if we can get any nice decent fish to end this session on. Float's getting dragged. Let's go for it. There we go, fish on, and it's tiny. We're not putting any small ones in the net today, we'll just try and keep the bigger ones. Nope, another small rod. Tempted to put him in the net, but will not. Out of nowhere, the big fish showed up. It's weird, I got them on the feed straight away, and then they vanished. And there was just little fish, rising to the surface. And I looked away then, just to set my net up properly, and bang, all the bread just vanished with all these big fish. So, should be spot on the money. Big chunk of bread. Hopefully avoid some of the small fish there. Should get me what I'm hoping. Go on. That's more like it. Oh, I probably shouldn't have swung him. Look at that roach. Real nice quality fish. Bit bigger piece of bread. Saw some bigger fish crash in on the surface. Boom, a nice roach. Big ones always seem to hang on the outskirts. Have I got a fish? Yep. Well, that's a better fish. I cast away from the main shoal and I think I did get a bigger rud. Just as predicted, I have. It's a nice fish. A rare high quality fish. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful rud. Definitely slip that one down in the net. A bit of a bigger splash than I expected. Okay, it seems like just before darkness the bigger fish have woken up, because in a couple of the spots where I've put bread in they've had no movement this whole time, they're finally lighting up. I can see fish crashing on them. Yeah, in the areas where I haven't seen any action this whole time, so I'm going to quickly try and nab a fish from one of them areas. One of those spots is just here. I knew that there'd be fish underneath this bridge, but I'd had no movement on the bread I cast under there until just now. I know there's some big ones down there. That one's not bad. Got it. We got it. We got one. It's not a bad one. That is a roach as well. Oh yeah, that's a nice roach. Beautiful roach. Proper good size, that one. That is what we're after. Take a look at that one in a minute. Beautiful fish. Well, I couldn't ask for a much better way to end the session, but a beautiful big roach and a beautiful big rud from the canal. Absolutely awesome. And what a morning and evening's fishing this turned out to be. Can't see much. I had to use my phone torch to be able to see what we're doing, but some beautiful specimen fish out of a local canal. Absolutely awesome. There's my face now, you can see me. It's a beautiful fish though. Get them back. Well guys, thank you for watching. I'm completely blinded by that light. It is now only about 8:30, but it's pitch black now at this time, innit? Nights are rolling in. What a beautiful way to end the session. I had a fantastic session this morning. Trying to find the fish is always great fun. Chucking the bread on the surface, waiting for those piranhas to come to the surface. And then to come out this evening and to end it on such a good note as well, catching a beautiful rud and roach, both over or around about a pound mark. It's absolutely awesome on floating bits of bread. A nice little tactic to sneak out the bigger fish. Obviously if I was fishing a pole and float, yeah, I might have had a chance of catching those fish. I probably would have picked up a lot more smaller fish in the process. This way I was picking out the larger species, and it was great fun doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers now. If you want to see more of this style of content, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.